This is the bass part to Hail Redeemer, King Divine. The way this arrangement works is that verses 1 and 4 are unison with the melody, but verses 2 and 3 do feature parts. At the beginning of verse 2, we are in parts. So there's a bass part from King Whose Name all the way to King of Kings in the middle of the page. Then it snaps back to unison again for the second half of that verse 2, which is like the refrain, angels, saints, and nations sing, all the way to the word Calvary. You can see that that's all of page 2 in the sheet music I emailed out. When you turn to page 3, verse 3 takes up that page and it stays in unison for the first half, but then switches back to parts. So another bass part from 41, angels, saints, all the way to Calvary. So it kind of switches up. In page 2, it's the first half of the page that has parts. And in page 3, it's the second part of the page, second half of the page that has parts. So starting with verse 2, the melody, of course, is that, but we're doing the bass part. So follow all the notes with the stems pointing down at the bottom of the bass clef. It's mostly like a walking bass, a lot of stepwise motions. So here we go, starting with G, the word king, verse 2. So here we go. Ready? King whose name creation thrills, rule our minds, our hearts, our wills, till in peace each nation rings with thy praises, King of kings. Unison. Angels, saints, and nations sing. Praise be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. So we'll do that page again one more time before moving on to the next page. Ready? Here we go. Top of the page 2, verse 2, King Whose Name. King whose name creation thrills, rule our minds, our hearts, our wills, till in peace each nation rings with thy praises, King of kings. Melody. Angels, saints, and nations sing. Praise be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. Now moving into verse 3, still melody, same note. King most holy, King of truth, guide the lowly, guide the youth. Christ, thou King of glory bright, be to us eternal light. Back to parts. Angels, saints, and nations sing. Praise be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. Let's do that page again so I can also kind of get that a little bit more solid as well. So first part, nothing too difficult there. It's just unison, the melody. So let's look at the second half, the angel saints, starting at measure 41. Right, here it is again. Angels, saints, and nations sing. Praise be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. That Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, all the way even connecting into King of love, should be within one breath. So the best place to take a breath would be after the word love. Just very briefly, King of love on Calvary. So we're going to put the whole verse 2 and verse 3 together, starting from measure 17, again going through all of pages 2 and 3. Bass part starts it off, low G. Here we go. And both the bass parts start with low G, by the way. we go. Ready? King whose name creation thrills, rule our minds, our hearts, our wills, till in peace each nation rings with thy praises, King of kings. Angels, saints, and nations sing, praise be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. Verse 3. King most holy, King of truth, guide the lowly, guide the youth. Christ thou King of glory bright, be to us eternal light. Angels, saints, and nations sing, praised be Jesus Christ our King, Lord of life, earth, sky, and sea, King of love on Calvary. Okay, before finishing up, just a quick tip. That's a really big jump between the end of measure 40 to 41. It goes from B in light all the way down here. Light, in, light, in. Right, so coming from right at the end of the verse, verse 3, this first half of verse 3. Be to us eternal light. We drop down a full tenth to pass an octave for angels. So just that little exchange. Be to us eternal light. Angels, saints, and nations sing. Okay, and that is the bass part to Hail Redeemer, King Divine.